welcome to week 12 of our at-home karate classes. This is our YouTube class, which can be watched at any time during the week. However, I hope that our students will watch it within the first few days that it's available, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday, because it will go over things that we will be doing in our Zoom classes throughout the upcoming week. So if you practice using this YouTube class, you'll be able to ask any questions that you have during our Zoom classes. Don't forget that even if it's hard for you to attend a Zoom class and actually practice, you can attend our Connections class, which is meant to be a resource for our students who may not be able to attend a Zoom class and participate for all the techniques because they may not have room at home or a good place to do their practice. But you can attend the Connections class that's meant for your rank, and that way you can ask me any questions that you have from your training. You can talk with some of the other students, and we may fit in a few exercises, but if you don't have room to do them, you certainly don't have to stay. Our Connections class is a little less formal than our regular class and is meant for us to be able to talk more, and if we run out of things to talk about, we'll add in something that we can all practice together. But the main idea is that our students who cannot actually participate for the Zoom classes can still use the Connections Zoom class to talk with me and other students. The Connections class for white, green, and red belts is Mondays at 5:30 and lasts a half an hour. The Connections class for our DON members is on Thursdays at 6:45 and can last a half hour to 45 minutes depending on the week. I hope you're all enjoying the classes that are targeting your own rank and the techniques you'll need to know for your next test. If you have any questions or concerns, as always, you can call me on our cell phone, text me, email me, or Facebook message me. Kamsahamnida. Let's all bow in together. Chariot, Cookie, Barre, Barra, Standing, Munyan, Barra, Chariot, Kinra, Anyan Hapshuknika. Let's warm up together, but remember, if at the end of warm-ups you feel that there's another warm-up that you'd like to do that we didn't do today, please make sure that you pause the video and do that warm-up on your own before continuing with the playlist. Shake out your hands, your fingers, and your wrists. Elbows forward and back. Remember, we keep our elbows close to our body so we can hear our dobak rubbing. And this mimics the arm position we want when we do our middle punches. Arms straight, circles back. Hana, do, set, nat, das, yes, yoga. Yodu, a hop, yo, forward, hana, do, set, net, das, yes, yoga. Yodu, a hop, yo, crossing, hana, do, set, net, das, yes, yoga. Yodu, a hop, yo. Hands on the hips. Let's do waist rotations first. Pick a direction and make a circle. Switch directions. And barrel. Now we'll do our twisting exercise. let's keep our arms in front of us and have them move with us as we go. Twisting this way first on the count. Hana, do, set, ne, das it, yas it, ga, you do, aho, yo, bara. Next, let's warm up our legs. Knees up, feet up. Now across our body, this is similar to a side kick. Good, now kicking back so that our foot reaches toward our back in order to stretch the front part of our leg. And if that doesn't stretch particularly well for you, remember you can always hold. It's a balance challenge, and it also helps you to stretch that part of your leg a little bit more. So you hold, you can try to pull the foot out a bit, you can try to pull it up towards your back more. Bara. Feet together and slide down, reaching toward your ankles, your feet, your toes, or the floor, whatever's comfortable while still giving you a bit of a stretch. Now let's heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe. Not too far. And walk your hands back so you're nice and balanced. Reach for your left foot. Reach for your right foot. Reach down. And now reach through behind you. And you should feel this stretch in both legs. Good. Hands in front. We'll heel toe in just a little bit so that our arms and our knees are about equal. Might have to adjust your feet a little bit to get this just right. We're trying to make our bottom go toward the floor, and we're stretching out our legs. Bending back forward, heel toe all the way in. Come up halfway, and we'll bend our knees. Hana, do, set, net, das it, yas it, ilga, yoru, aho, yo. Knee rotations. And switch directions. Good. One more time. Slide down. Get a good stretch. Try to relax into it. And then come up slowly with your head last. And shake it all out. All right. Last week we reviewed some kicks, and this week we're going to use our kicks in some sparring combinations. Let's start with one that we've probably done before. Sparring stance with your left foot back, hop. Remember, you can move in any direction that works for you. So you can move toward the screen if that's the direction you have the most space. But I'm going to turn and move in this direction so that you can see what I'm doing a little bit better. For our first combination, we'll use our side kick. So we're going to step behind, side kick, back fist, and reverse punch. I'll go through it one move at a time. Hana, step, side kick, as you land, back fist, cow, and reverse punch with a kia. Do that again. Step behind, side kick, back fist as you land, hi, reverse punch with the kia. All right, so let's put that together and move through all four moves. Ready? Sijak. Hana, do, ka. And go back to where you started. All the way through. Sijak. back to where you started. One more time, nice and slow. 시작. 하나, 둘, 셋. Back to where you started. All right, now let's go through a little bit quicker. See how quick you can do the moves while still having a good strong kick, a good strong punch, and making sure that you don't lose your balance and fall over. Remember to always be safe in the space that you're in. All right, all the way through. 시작. Set. And back to where you started. Remember, we're in a sparring stance, so you can be light on your feet. And you can move your feet a little bit as you get ready. And 시작. Set. And back to where you started. Imagine you have a partner who's sparring with you. And you're going to do this sequence. Stepping side kick, back fist, reverse punch. 시작. Set. And back to where you started. All right, 3 more times on this side. On the count, you'll go all the way through. Ready? 하나. Set. Back to where you started. Two. Hey. Back to where you started. Set. Set. And back to where you started. Right from where you are, you can switch feet, and we'll do it on the other side. But so that you can see what I'm doing a little bit better, I'm just going to switch sides of the room. But all we did was switch feet, so now we're doing our step and our kick with our other leg. Nice and slow, one move at a time. 시작. 하나, 둘, 셋, go. And back to where you started. Nice and slow. 시작. 하나, 둘, 셋, go. And back to where you started. Let's move a little bit faster, but still taking your time to make sure you get all the moves and you don't lose your balance. 시작. 하나, 둘, 셋. In a row. And 시작. 하나, 둘, 셋. Great. Now we'll try to move a little bit faster. Try to do all the moves on the count. So when I count Hana, you'll go all the way through. And as you get used to the movement, you can start to move a little bit faster. Hana. Set. Back to where you started. Do. Cap. Back to where you started. Set. Set. Back to where you started. And 3 times, as quick as you can. 시작. Set. 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 And after your last one, fire up. We're going to do one more sparring combination together today. For this one, if you're facing your partner and you're in a sparring stance, you'd be responding to them doing a kick toward you. So what you do is you step to the side and block. That should look pretty familiar to you because we've done that quite a lot in class. There are 2 different techniques that you can counter with. So after you block, you can do a middle punch, hey! Or after you blocked, you could do a side kick, hey! When we're sparring, whether you choose to do the punch or the kick will depend on how far away your partner is. If your partner is fairly close, then you'll be able to reach them with the punch. If your partner's just a little further away, you may be able to reach them better with a kick. Let's practice this 5 times with a punch and 5 times with a kick. Sparring stance, hop. Your partner's coming at you with a kick, so you get out of the way, block and punch. See, jack. Hey! Borrow. Sparring stance. Hey! And back to where you started. Set. Hey! And back to where you started. Net. Go. And back to where you started. Das. Hey! And borrow. Let's do the sequence now with a side kick instead of a middle punch. In your sparring stance, first move is the same, step and block. Now maybe your partner's a little further away, so you bring your leg up for a side kick. And back where you started. Ready? Block, side kick. Hey! And back where you started. Hey! And back where you started. Set. Hey! And back where you started. Net. Hey! And back where you started. That's it. Hey! And back where you started. Borrow. Now we'll do 5 of each on the other side. So your right foot back in a sparring stance. Hup. Now as the kick is coming toward us, we're just shifting the other way with a block and either our punch or our side kick. So let's start with our punch 5 times. Ready? Hana. Go. Back to where you started. Do. Say. And back to where you started. Set. Hey. Back to where you started. Net. Hey. Back to where you started. And das it. Go. And back to where you started. Our next 5 will be with our side kick. Ready? Hana. Hey! Back to where you started. Do. Hey! Back to where you started. Set. Hey! Back to where you started. Net. Hey! Back to where you started. And das it. Kill. And borrow. As always, if you'd like to continue practicing the sparring combinations or practicing some other sparring combinations that you remember, that's absolutely fine. Just pause the video now so that you can restart it when you're ready. Once we're all finished practicing our sparring combinations, we'll bow out of this section together. Chariot, Kinrat, Subak. This week we will be focusing on our forms, or HYUNG. In addition to working on your highest form, Pyanan Samdan, I would also like you to try to remember basic forms number 1, 2, and 3. Remember, as much as I want you to learn and be consistent with your newest form, we can't forget our older forms either. So as you continue to watch this video, you will see me demonstrating Pyanan Samdan, number 3. Please make sure you pause the video and practice Pyanan Samdan at least 3 times. you may need to practice more if there's something in particular that you're working on. Once you feel comfortable with being able to demonstrate PYUNG samdan to me in our next class, then please pause the video and try to remember basic form 1, which I think won't be too hard to remember, basic form 2, which is similar to number 1 but has a couple of different moves, and basic form number 3, which I'm not sure if you've done in a while. Hopefully you can think about it and kind of try it out, and your muscle memory may help you remember those forms. In your email, there will be links to basic forms 1 and 2, so if you do need a reminder, you can go ahead and watch them, but I would like you to try to remember them first. And there is no video yet for basic form number 3, so you're on your own to try to remember what the moves are for that one. All right, so continue watching, practice PYUNG samdan, your highest form, pause the video, and then try basic forms 1, 2, and 3, just to see if you can remember them. That way, next week, we can check, and if you have a question, we'll go through it at that time. Remember, I'm always available for questions or concerns, and I encourage everyone to attend the Zoom class if they can, because that's a good place to go over some of the questions that might come up when you're doing your YouTube class at home. Once you've practiced all of your forms, we'll bow out of this section together. PYUNG samdan, number 3. Chariot, Chungbi. Shisan, Sija. Chariot, Kyunrat, Subak. Let's bow out together. Face the flags. Chariot, Kuki, Bare. Baro, Munyang. Baro, Chariot, Kinrat, Konsahamnida.